What's poppin', y'all? It looks like Academics might have got himself in a beef with another streamer girl. And this all came from this one clip.
Yo, chat, could y'all tell me why this chick lit right here? This chick be mad lit. This chick right here. Is her name Yuna, whatever her name is?
You're not.
Like, what's the thing about her? I don't get it. Every time I look at her, I just be seeing like Lotto type shit. Like, I'm like, oh, this is like a young Lotto type shit. Am I tripping?
So, side note, but one of the biggest pet peeves is somebody intentionally, Academics does this all the time. He'll pretend that he doesn't know who someone is, and then he'll read their name incorrectly on purpose. It's like, dog, we know you're not dumb. We know you're not stupid. And you're just, it's like he's almost saying the name like, oh, I have no idea who this person is. Like, come on, dog, let's be for real here. So he knows who Jana is. And Jana would actually reply to this. So for those of you that are unfamiliar on who Jana is, she was big on TikTok, but really she came into streaming. She's one of the biggest streamers right now. Like when you're talking about English channels, she's in the top 350 channels. She averages several thousand viewers, average viewers, and she consistently streams, done a bunch of collaborations, things like that. And she's only been streaming for about a year or so. Actually, no, since 2024. Late 2024 is as far back as it goes that I can see that she first started streaming. And she wasn't streaming too much back then. It was barely anything. So she replies to Academics, and this is where I think it escalates.
We made it!
And anything I got is not a rental. I own that motherfucker. Figure it out, this shit is simple. My stock been going up like a crescendo.
Guys, we've officially made it. Do you know how severe this is? We officially have not only the younger 13-year-old boys hating on me. We have the adults too! We're winning! I see it, fellas. I do. I'm sorry that you haven't started a family yet. I apologize. It ain't my fault. You can't get no puss. Everyone, we officially made it. Woo!
So here she is. Academics is probably genuinely wondering why she's lit. I don't think he knows the storyline. I don't think he knows why she got popular. And here she talks about like 13-year-olds hating on her. And now she's, taking shots at Academics. And I do think it's funny. I don't know if this is intentional or not, but she's playing the Drake song. She's playing the Drake song right before she starts talking about like, oh, I made it. But I do think that whole start a family thing, it's acceptable from her because she's, 20? But if people were using that same thing towards Valkyrie, who's 35, was same age as Academics, I think, or towards Pokimane, who's 30, I don't think Jana would be like, oh yeah, they should start a family. They're 30-year-old women. I don't think she would be doing that. So it's a little bit unfair here, but it's okay. We accept it. I wouldn't say he took shots at her, but, he mentioned her first and intentionally mispronounced her name. But she blew up last year, and a lot of people say that it was because of this guy, Marlon.
Just to clear the air, everyone keeps saying, oh, okay, mind you, I went to Streamer University, and that was when I would say that is my big break, but I had 1 million followers on TikTok before I went to Streamer University. And then here we go. Oh, well, mind you, I'm not gonna say made you. Nah, I've been lit since 8th grade. No, I've been lit since 8th grade. Mind you, streaming really did it for me. Streamer University was my big break, and I always thank Kai for that, and I always say that. And also, I had a bunch of other collabs.
So she's talking about, oh, I've been lit since 8th grade. Streamer University was my big break. Hold on. Everybody's talking about Streamer University, which is a huge deal. I'm telling you, that moment is going to go down in history as birth and a ton of careers. Wendy Ortiz was somebody that caught flight and took off after Streamer University. Jana, she got a boost in Streamer University. Before that, like I said, in November of 2024, she streamed Dead by Daylight for like an hour or 2 hours to 18 viewers. And she really stopped streaming after that. She didn't really stream much until May of 2025. And that's when she got into Streamer University. So during Streamer University, she averaged about 630 viewers through May and June. And then it dropped after Streamer University. So her new average became around like 450 during the summer and August. She would max out at 4,300 viewers, averaging around 1,100. And then September, it would mainly go depending on her streaming hours. But when you see the graph, you see August, she streamed for 77 hours, which is a good amount, 1,100. And then September, it would drop to 300 viewers, average viewers. She was still relatively consistent on these platforms. However, on October, she would stream for 448 average viewers for 87 hours. So she wouldn't gain that much viewership despite streaming a ton in October. And then November, December, bam, huge spike. We're talking like 4,300 average viewers, max viewers 12,000. 78,000 followers gained, which is 5x, which she streamed less hours than October, and she 5x'd the amount of followers that she gained. And then in December, she gained even more. So what happened in November and December? Well, they were making shipping content, which is like relation shipping. I got to explain it because I'm not talking to girls that are posting on Wattpad. So I got to explain it to guys. Don't ask me how I know, please. Certain things we got to keep to ourselves. With that being said, this blew her up because now her new average is in the several thousands, even after her and Marlon broke up. They were dating for a while, and she doesn't really mention him anymore. So the fact that she says, oh, Kai Cenat gave her a big boost, and she caught a wave with that, but Marlon 10x'd her, and he turned her up. And granted, she also turned up Marlon. It was a good pairing. However, that relationship fizzled out. It was crazy because there was this one clip. I don't even want to play that clip because it's probably a little bit embarrassing. But she was like, yo, this is the first time I'm ever getting called like less attractive. Like, oh, why is this guy dating a woman that he's more attractive than? And she was hurt by that. And I imagine her being hurt by that. But for Academics' reaction, he's like, oh, she's like a lotto. I just don't even get what that has to do with anything. Like the chick, I don't even think the chick raps. So I quote, I think he's just looking at appearance, and maybe he thinks she's like another Samaya. But I would quote tweet this, and I would say the following. This girl sings, dances, acts, plays games, travels, collaborates, and still streams over 40 hours a week. Her content and output is objectively impressive. And I've never sat down and watched a full stream of this girl, but I have seen a bunch of her clips. And her singing is outstanding. Like this girl, she's talking about like, oh, she wanted to be a Disney star when she was growing up. And she is very, very talented with the singing. We're talking like this chick's got an angelic voice. And some people will try to discredit her by saying, oh, well, look at her appearance. That's why she's got all that motion. No. There's actually, I want to dive into that a little bit more because when we talk about appearance, right? Let's take, for instance, Ari the Don, Blueface's baby mama, G Herbo's baby mama. She is one of the most poppin', lit females. She just got motion, right? Is she the most beautiful, gorgeous thing on earth, right? Like, no, people find her attractive, yes, especially after all of the augmentations, but she's not like whoa, people are passing out when they see her. The point is, there are a lot of women that are seen as a lot more attractive than her that don't have a fraction of the following that she has. So for this girl to get a ton of followers, you can't just blame it on her looks or discredit her with looks. Now, if you tell me, well, if she was hideous, yet still had all of these attributes which she have blown up, I will tell you absolutely hell no, under any circumstance would that have ever happened, especially on a male-dominated viewer platform like Twitch. Absolutely not. So yes, having terrible looks, as if she was obese and just didn't look great, yes, it would nuke her. There would be no chance. But that doesn't mean that it rises proportionally. Because, and I'll string this back to music, right? Music, Madison Beer. Madison Beer is is like a Victoria's Secret model. Like, let's be real here, right? Yet she's never really succeeded in music, and she makes good music. I listen to her music. Her music is great. She got put on by Justin Bieber like over 10 years ago. I think it was 2014. He posted a song. Back then was the influencer era. Justin Bieber posts your song, that's it. You got a career. It's that quick that it's happening. I think he did that. No, it was One Direction that did that for 5 Seconds of Summer, and they gave them a whole career. An Australian band. Insane. So Madison Beer, she's never really been able to catch motion. And when you look at Madison Beer's music, like if you just look her up on Spotify, and I've done this too, you see a ton of songs with hundreds of millions of streams. But when you look at the About and you see where those streams are coming from, none of her top cities are in North America, right? USA, Canada, where she's from. The first one that you see is London, and that's all the way in the bottom. So it's Jakarta, Indonesia, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, Bandung, Indonesia. Yeah, ID is Indonesia. And then, I don't even know how to pronounce this, Quezon City, Philippines. Yet, with Madison Beer's appearance, if it scales proportionally, right, and a one-to-one, or linearly, I guess you could say, if appearance scaled linearly with success, when you already have the talent, then Madison Beer should be bigger than Chappell Roan. Madison Beer should be bigger than Sabrina Carpenter, or as big, or even in the realm of conversation with these acts, but she's not. So it's not appearance. And I think like the higher the appearance gets, it kind of starts to harm the woman. So it's not as bad as, being hard on the eyes, of course. But I think it's a little bit too dismissive when people just say, oh, well, like, dude, like, look at her. It's easy for her to succeed. No, I think people expect you not to be talented, and you kind of got to prove yourself a little bit more if you're in a position like hers. And on top of that, usually, like, for example, let's take a Samaya, right? Samaya is a objectively boring streamer. There are plenty of people offering her stuff. She just takes that stuff. And if you were to compare her and Jana, like appearance-wise, let's just speak objectively, right? Like the majority of people would say that Jana is objectively, maybe significantly more attractive than Samaya. Yet, Samaya is dry, boring, and is untalented musically. She's just inferior in all of these other things and just decides to get by and take the easy way out. Whereas Jana could take the easy way out, yet she chooses not to. And that's something I don't think people value enough either. Like someone that can take the easy way out and they don't. That's like a Neon, for instance, not taking a gambling deal. But in his brain, he's like, well, of course I'm going to take it. It's a ton of money. And in the same way, Jana could say, oh, well, I'm going to take all of these opportunities to just use my appearance or potentially get intimate with people to rise in this career, but she chooses not to. I don't think that she had to reply to academics. I think it looks bad on academics if he goes back and forth with this chick. It's not going to look great. There's no animosity here. I don't think he feels any type of way towards her. He's just ignorant, and I think she just saw the clip too, not the full context, which the clip doesn't give much context either. But yeah, hopefully this just glosses over and it's a nothing burger and academics doesn't really respond, because I'm interested to see how she continues. And so another criticism that some people were making is, dude, streaming 40 hours a week is easy. Like, you're just streaming. No, you don't get it. When someone is traveling, there is time that they have to go to the airport, time that they have to be at the airport, time that they have to go to where they're at, time that they have to check in to where they're at, time that they have to take out their bags, and then they got to stream. And this is happening multiple times a week. That is very, very hard to do. I think when people think like, oh yeah, this person's streaming 8 hours a week, I could just sit in front of the computer. Well, she's not doing that. Like, she was just teaching Ben the Don how to tap dance, right? Teaching him how to dance. Another stream, she was... Actually, let me pull up the VOD, man. I can't believe I'm out here defending somebody I don't even watch, care about, or follow. But I just like... I don't like people being misrepresented. I guess I could say that. So in the past week, this chick did like an 8-hour stream with your age. Did the tap dancing, teaching Ben to Don how to tap dance. That's like another 8-hour stream. Did some like chat stream. That was where she came back at academics. Did another collaboration with some guy. Did a collaboration with Jason the Ween, I think, where they like wore outfits or bought outfits or something like that. Did some like girls stream with a bunch of other girls, and did like some cooking stream. So this is like, you're getting a broad spectrum of content from one individual who's still like 20 years old. And this stuff is exhausting, especially if she's doing all of this drug free. Because listen, I'm here to tell you, I'm here to be the rap bastard. Nah, I don't think it's even, you shouldn't be surprised. 90% of these people, especially if they're active and they're streaming a ton of hours and they're high energy, they're on stimulants. And I'm not talking caffeine. Like, they're down in caffeine, they're down in Addies, they're down in everything just so they can stay on all the time. Yeah, I think I've said enough. Hopefully she keeps doing her thing. I think she's just going to keep going up, because this is the thing. If it was just because of Marlon, then she would have fell off by now. But she's still pushing. People are still messing with her. And just being a face that people like to look at is nowhere near enough to succeed in streaming. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.